been 5 years of the private markets team in earnest. What do you think have been the major wins from your perspective? What have been the wins in the team?
When Rory and I started the private markets team 5-6 years ago, it was just the two of us. And over that time, we had ambitions to grow both the assets under management that we have, but also to transform the industry through the investments we're making to sort of black private equity managers. And I think that's a big success for the team. But what has also been amazing to see over time is that we have not just built, individual emerging managers and their teams, but also grown our team and brought in another lens of investing from our side around impact investing and being very clear and deliberate around what we do from an impact perspective.
Thank you, Chad. Boitumelo, we're just at the Investor Day, and I'm sure you heard Nazim speaking about monitoring and evaluation being a core part of any successful project, and you are responsible for the reporting in our team, and Chad has spoken about impact investing and making sure that we are able to speak to the impact that we are making. How has your experience been in terms of working on this project? And I know you started when it was at the infancy-ish. So how has it been, and what have you learned in terms of reporting and monitoring and evaluation in the impact investing space?
A lot. I think one of the key things is that it was a continued learning experience. And the interesting thing is that with reporting and monitoring, I feel like you'll think you know something, but there's always something to report. So it sounds simple, but there's so much impact that you can get from what has been provided. So you're able to learn what impact means to each of these managers, what it means in the industry, and how also every different manager looks at it differently or values it differently. And I think ourselves, we learned a lot from our managers because they have unique ways of doing it. It's like, oh, that could better our way of reporting.
So you and I are both beneficiaries in terms of being permanent jobs of this project.
1 and 2.
Yes, we are 1 and 2. We're job number 1 and 2. So job number 2, yes. How has your career changed in terms of, being job number 2 on this accelerated Black Business Growth project?
Well, number 1, it has helped me, number 1, to stop doubting myself. Stop doubting my abilities and the fact that there's a lot to learn. Like, I don't need to know everything to be the best in my role. I must be open to learning, which, yes, I've learned, Chad. I need to be open to learning and grab opportunities. So it's like, it basically catapulted me from where I was thinking, okay, I studied a corporate finance and investment degree. I must do something there. But it's like private equity. That was one of your modules. Yeah. You can actually change your whole career and be there. Right.
So, Rory, what do you think have been your greatest lessons? What do you think have been the greatest lessons in the past 5 years as the leader of the 2024 private markets team?
Number 1 is that nothing stays the same. The market is always evolving. When we started investing with black private equity funds, there weren't many in the market, really only a handful to choose from. And that's something that's changed dramatically over time. We've seen huge growth in the number of quality black private equity fund managers that are in the market and operating and able to raise money. So that's the one thing that is something that's evolved massively in the time that we've been involved in this space. The second thing is that how much you can rely on a team when it grows. And that goes for both the managers that we back. We see the growth that happens every day, and we see the kind of innovation that happens out of once those teams are backed and once they're stable and they've got money behind them and they're able to kind of settle down and focus on the problems in front of them, they can be incredibly innovative and find really interesting things to do. And then the last thing is the power of capital, what it can actually do in our real economy. And I think this is one of the major things that we focus on and that we need. We always say, if we can bring more of our institutional capital, our savings pools from South Africa, if we can have more of it allocated into the real South African economy, this is how we really make change. And we see that every day. And it's the example that we have with our Jobs Fund project is really a prime example of this, that we take private capital, put it into investments in the real South African economy for growth and job creation. And that has worked 100%.